Okay, now let's go to another one. The next one I want to treat is matching features or matching names. Okay, so this one is telling me time up. This is one of the passages I want to work on. I'll come back to this later on. Please, if you have any question, feel free to ask your question, okay? Just feel free to just type your question in the Zoom chat, and I'm going to attend to the question as soon as I can. So the next one I want to treat now is matching names. Matching names. There's one particular set of questions that involves matching names. Let me look for it. Okay, this is matching sentence endings. Okay, matching names is not here. Matching names. Let me see if you guys are still with me. If you are still with me, let me see your message. Just type, yes, I am still with you. If you are still with me, just drop a message in the Zoom chat. Let me know who is still following me. Just type and say, yes, I am with you. Yes, I am with you. All right. Okay, this one, I'm going to treat this one later. I'm going to treat this one later. This one involves some drawing, so I'm going to treat it later. Let me do one that does not involve drawing first, so that some people will not get scared. All right, matching. All right, this is matching statement here. Look at matching statement here. Type of music. The question says, choose the type of music from the list A to D that corresponds to the findings of the study. So type of music. So which one corresponds to the finding of the study? So this is a kind of matching features questions. There's another type that usually involves the names of people. Let me see whether I will see that in another. Usually involves names of people. This is matching sentence endings. I'm coming. All right, thank you very much for that feedback. I can see that you guys are with me. Okay, this is matching headings. Matching headings, that's where you give titles to different paragraphs. This is another matching heading here. I guess we're going to try and solve the two of them. Okay, there's no, this stuff I'm looking for, I can't find it. Interesting. All right, so let's just work with that one that has music, matching features or matching names. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, how do we treat matching features questions? You read the statements. Again, I always start with the question. I don't usually, sometimes I start with the passage, sometimes, but not all the time. So here now, I quickly read through the statements. Look at this. Music preferred by men. Which type of music is preferred by men? Is it light jazz, alternative, classical, or rock? Okay. Music preferred by men is a keyword here. Long waiting time estimates, both sexes, long waiting time. Okay. Music to avoid on telephone hold. Music to avoid. Telephone hold is a keyword here. Music to use if clients are mostly women. Mostly women. So mostly women preferred by men. Okay. Best choice of on hold music overall. So you can see that they've solved one for us. Longest waiting time for women, C. That's classical. Longest waiting time for women, C. So I've registered my keywords in my mind. Next thing I'll do now is to read the passage and I will scan for these names, these types of music. I'm scanning for them. I'm not reading the passage in detail. Okay? Line 1, musical load. Line 2, nothing. Line 3, nothing. Okay? So Kellari's other findings, however, make the state of musical load a little less firm. Time spent on note seems slightly shorter when light jazz was played. But the effect of musical formats differed for men and women. Among the males, the wait time seemed the shortest when classical music was played. Okay, this one says both sexes. Among the females, the wait time seemed longest when classical music was played. In general, classical music evoked the most positive reactions among males. Light jazz evoked positive reactions among females. Light jazz evoked positive reactions among females. Where is it now? Light jazz. What's light jazz? A, light jazz, positive reactions. If the client, do you want positive? Is positive reaction a good thing? Positive reaction means shortest waiting time. That means they will not stay on the call. The more positive reaction to the music, the shorter the waiting time seems to be. Okay? So maybe time does tend to fly when you're having fun, even if you're on a musical hold. I think I'll pick A for this number 6. If they are, because this is positive reaction. Light jazz evoke the most positive reaction among females. Then longest waiting time for both sexes. This one is which one is longest waiting time for both sexes now? This number 4. This is matching features, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to solve another matching features after this one. Okay. Two things made it a good choice. It's not alternative. Hold on, let me check this part. Service providers, of course, don't want you to have to wait on hold. But if you do, they want it to be a pleasant experience for you. But Kelari's conclusion may hold some distressing news for companies. No matter what music was played, the time spent on hold was generally overestimated. The actual wait in the study was 6 minutes, but the average estimate was 7 minutes and 6 seconds. Okay? The sample of individuals. The participants were asked to imagine calling a customer assistance line and being placed on hold. Then they were then exposed to on-hold music via headset and asked to estimate how long it played. Their reaction and comments were also solicited by and quantified by researchers. They didn't talk about the different types of music here. I'm trying to solve this number 4, longest wait time. He did find some good news for the clients who hired him. The kind of music they are playing now, alternative, is probably their best choice. So that's how I picked option B. Okay. Two things made it a good choice. First, it produced significantly more positive and negative reaction. It did not produce significantly more positive or negative reactions in people. Second, males and females are less polarized in their reaction. Less polarized in their reaction. Longest waiting time. Is that what it means? I'm not sure. This number 4, I'm not sure of it. I'll just pick B for it. I'm not really sure. I have this rule that I don't leave any question blank. Pick something for all the questions. Now, next paragraph says, in general, classical music evoked the most positive reactions among males. Light jazz evoked the most positive reactions among females. Rock was the least preferred and produced the longest. Oh, hold on. Look at the answer. Rock was the least preferred across both gender and produced the longest waiting time. Both gender. That's our answer. Our answer is rock. Number 4. Number 4 is D. Number 4 is rock. I've seen the answer. I'm sure of this one now. The longest waiting time for both sexes. Look at it here. Rock was the least preferred and produced the longest waiting time. Can you see? Longest waiting time estimate across both gender. Can you see? So that's going to be option D. So I've solved everything. I'm not bothering myself with this yes, no, not giving. I'm not bothering myself with this multiple choice question. So let me submit and see what my score will be for this particular set of questions. This is matching features, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what my score will be. Matching features, okay? Matching features questions. Again, how do we solve this question type? Highlight the keywords. Register the keywords in your mind. Read through the word, through the items in the box, and let the keywords register in your mind. Can you see all my questions, all my answers are right? C, D, D, A, B. All my matching questions, all my matching features questions are correct. Matching features, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's do another matching feature. There's one other matching feature that I saw. That matching feature has maps. Let's just call it drawings. Look at the drawings here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me be sure you guys are seeing the drawing. Can you guys see the drawing? Let me see. If you can see the drawing, just type in the chat box and say, yes, I can see the drawings. We have 3 drawings here. I mean 4 drawings, A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. Different drawings. Let me know if you are seeing the drawings. A, B, C, D. Different maps. I guess these are drawings of the world. Drawings of the world. Maps of the world. Map wars. All right. Thank you very much. All right. So now let's look at the question and then we're going to solve this. After this, I'll now move to matching information questions. Look at it. Use the information in the text. Where is the text here? The text is on the left side. Look at the text here. This is the passage. The passage is titled Map Wars. Map Wars. That is the title of the passage. So they are telling us that what? Use the information in the text to match the map projections with the characteristics below. So we have 3 projections here. Mercator projection, Haitov projection, Peters projection. So 3 people, I guess 3 people came up with the map of the world. The first person is called Mercator, the second person is called Haitov, the third person is called Peters. And they have done one for us. Example, designed for the needs of early navigators. In other words, which projection was designed for the needs of early navigators? Is it Mercator or is it Haitov? Is it Peters? And yeah, they're saying the answer is M. That means Mercator projection was designed for the needs of early navigators. Okay, which projection makes Europe seem larger than it is? Is it Mercator? Is it Haitov? Is it Peters? Which projection has maximum distortion at the poles? Is it Mercator, Haitov, or Peters? Okay. Which projection maintains the greatest accuracy at 45 degrees latitude? Is it Mercator projection? Is it Haitov? Is it Peters? Do you understand what we are doing now? That's what we are doing. We want to know which statement matches to which projection. That's what we are doing. Okay, that's what we are doing. And then question 37 to 39 too. We are going to match A, B, C, D. Which of these drawings can be matched to the appropriate projection? Okay, but let's solve this 32 to 36 first. Now, my keyword here is going to be Europe. So I'm going to look at the passage and look for, I will either scan for Europe or I will scan for this Mercator, Haitov, or Peters. Those are my keywords to scan for. I'm looking at the passage now. Okay, I'm looking at the passage closely. Again, like I said earlier on, if you have any question, please feel free to, what's it called? Feel free to ask your question and I'm going to attend to the question I'm going to answer. Okay? Are you guys with me? Let me know if you are hearing me. Please, if you can hear me, just type, yes, I am with you. Yes, I can hear you clearly. If you can hear me, please type in the chat box, type in the Zoom chat and say, yes, I can hear you clearly. Yes, I am with you. Let me know if you guys are still following me. It seems some people are not with me. Let me know if you are with me. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. So let's look at the passage now. Look at paragraph A, first paragraph. You can't see anything like Mercator, Haito for Peters here. There's nothing like Europe here either. So let's move on. Next paragraph. But the globe cannot be pinned to a wall. So there's nothing. Our keywords are not here. Next paragraph. Can you see the way I'm scanning? Newfoundland is directly north of Venezuela. I'm looking for Europe. I can't see that here. Next paragraph. Gerard Kremer, Flemish mathematician, merchant. Mercator. Now we have seen Mercator here. The Mercator projection. Okay, so this is Mercator here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so now let's look at what it says about Mercator. Mercator's projection of the world also shows the intermediate compass directions, like northwest, more or less accurately. So it is possible to conclude from this map, from his map, that Brazil is southwest of Liberia. And if you plot a course in that direction, you will eventually arrive at your destination. No wonder it was appreciated by the early explorers. Hold on. Look at this sentence here. No wonder it was appreciated by the what? Early explorers. What does that sound like? This one that says that early explorers used it. Look at it there, the example. Designed for the needs of early navigators. They are calling navigators explorers. Can you see? That's the example that they've done for us. Mercator. Hope you guys understand. Let me see. Do you understand what I just did now? Let me see if you understand. Let me see a response. Let me get a feedback. If you understand what I just did now, just type in the chat box and say, yes, I understand. If you don't understand, let me know. Type, no, I don't understand yet. Let me see. Let me see who understands what I just did now. All right, very good. Okay, very good. Very good. So, so what we are doing basically is that word, we are looking at what the passage says about Mercator. Mercator projection. Okay, Mercator is on our list. Mercator. Mercator projection is of the Mercator projection of the world also shows intermediate compass directions. Okay, like northwest, more or less accurately. So it is possible to conclude from this map that Brazil is southwest of Liberia, and if you plot a course in that direction, you will eventually arrive at your destination. No wonder it was appreciated by early explorers. So I said that this sentence I'm reading, this sentence here, it was appreciated. If I appreciate something, that means I would like to use it. If I appreciate something, that means I would like to use that thing over and over and over. Okay, somebody says, I appreciate Zoom more than WhatsApp. That means the person likes to use Zoom to do calls than to use WhatsApp. So if they say early explorers appreciated Mercator, that means that what? Early explorers used it. Who are the explorers? Navigators. People that explored the world, navigated the world on ships. They call them navigators or explorers. People like, what's the name of this guy that founded America now? Um, the name of this guy that founded America. Who can help me? um, Christopher Columbus. Thank you. Yeah, I remember now. Christopher Columbus. I think that's the name of the guy. He's a navigator, explorer. Okay, those guys will enter ship and they will start sailing in a particular direction. So the map that many of them used is this Mercator projection. Now let's go on. Let's go on to the next paragraph. Now they say something here. If it can be used in this way, a map is said to have fidelity of angle. Fidelity of angle. What does it mean? Let's check the statement. Is there anything like fidelity in the statement from 32 to 36? Is there anything like fidelity of angle here? Makes Europe no. Maximum distortion no. Maintains greatest accuracy at 45 degrees. What's 45 degrees? Is 45 degrees the same thing as southwest? Southwest. Hold on. No. This 45 degrees that they are writing here. Look at map here, everybody. This one is secondary school mathematics. North, south, and then east is on the right side. This is how they taught us how to draw the 4 cardinal points west. So this place here is called southwest, SW. Okay. Now, if I do, let me use another color. If I do a line here, that's what they call southwest. Now, you see this angle. This angle is 45 degrees. This from here to this place is 45 degrees. This is mathematics I'm teaching you people. This 45 degrees. Because when they wrote maintains greatest accuracy at 45 degrees, it sounded like this thing that they wrote here, southwest of Liberia. That's 45 degrees south of Liberia. 45 degrees due south. There's a way they say that thing in bearing in mathematics. So this is sounding like Mercator. This number 34 is sounding like Mercator. 45 degrees latitude. I don't know. Okay, maybe except for this part that says latitude. I need to closely look for this part that says latitude. Anyway, let me wipe off this thing and continue. Let me leave my number 34 as. Let me still leave it for now. Now, fidelity of angle is only achieved at a cost. To make it work, the further away you get from the equator, the further apart you have to move the horizontal lines of latitude. Hold on. The further away you get from the equator, the further apart you have to move the horizontal lines of latitude. As these distances increase, so do the size of countries underneath them. So by the time you get to the north or south poles, the lines would be drawn infinitely apart. Hold on. This thing that they are telling us here, which map are they talking about? They are still talking about Mercator map. Mercator. So look at this place here. By the time you get to the north or south pole lines, south pole, the lines will be drawn infinitely far apart, and the Arctic and Antarctic region can scarcely be represented at all, since they would be infinitely large. Look at it, number 33. Maximum distortion. Can you see? That's Mercator. Maximum distortion. That's talking about what? They will be infinitely large at the what? At the north and south poles. North and south pole also refer to Arctic and Antarctic region. You understand? These are vocabulary. These things I'm saying are vocabulary. They are English vocabulary, geography vocabulary, mathematics vocabulary, physics vocabulary. North and south pole, Arctic region. That's what they are referring to here. Maximum distortion. Even if you don't know Arctic and Antarctic, they already wrote North and South Pole here. Look at it here. By the time you get to the North and South Pole, the lines will be drawn infinitely far apart. That's maximum distortion at the poles. Which map is that? Mercator. Mercator is what they are still talking about here. So number 33 is going to be M. Mercator. Let me know if you agree with my answer. If you agree, just type in the Zoom chat. Just type and say, yes, I agree. Let me know if you agree. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that feedback. Now, let's go on. So, more importantly, the relative sizes of the intermediate areas are completely distorted. Can you see? Still Mercator they are talking about here. South America seems smaller than Europe. Aha, now we have seen Europe here. Makes Europe seem larger. Larger is what we are looking for here. South America seems smaller than Europe, whereas in fact, it is twice the size. These changes in scale distort both the size and shape of countries. Given such defects, it is surprising that the Mercator projection has survived so long, especially as dozens of other more satisfactory projections have appeared since. One of the best known of these is the Aitov projection of 1889, which attempted to represent country sizes and shapes more correctly, but to do so required a compromise. the lines of latitude and longitude had to be bent. Fidelity of axis had thus been lost, and you could no longer judge north, south, east, and west so easily. Most of us, however, did not notice that these projections were different from Mercator. We assumed that all maps were simply factual statements. So this one here, let me see. From what I've read about Aitov here, this part, let me put it in color. Okay, I can only use one color. All right, so one of the best known is the Aitov. Um, makes Europe seem larger. Okay, I can see Europe here. Hold on. Let me address this issue. I'm not sure Europe. Let me check whether Europe shows up in any other place. Is that Europe here? Europe is not here. Is there Europe here? Australia, Ecuador, Zaire, Africa, South America. Europe is only in that first part. So let me just use that to answer the question about Europe. So this one says, South America seems smaller than Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, they said, look at what they said here. South America seems what? Smaller than Europe. Let's turn that upside down. What should it be? Let's reverse it. Not upside down. Let's just reverse that statement. What does that mean? What it basically means is that what? Europe seems to be larger than South America. That's what it means. Europe seems to be what? Europe seems to be what? Larger. If they say South America seems smaller than Europe. See, forget the second part. Forget the second part. Just focus on this part I'm putting in color. Focus on this part I'm putting in color, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Are you following me? Hope you are following me. South America seems smaller than Europe. That is, focus on that sentence. That is the sentence that you need to answer number 32. South America seems smaller than Europe. What does it mean? It means that what? Europe seems larger than South America. That's what it means. That's what this statement means. And that's what number 32 is saying. So that number 32 is going to be marked to what? M, that's Mercator, according to Mercator map. Okay? Europe seems larger than it is. That's the only place where they mention Europe in this passage. Okay? Now let's go on. I've not seen this 45. Let me check let me scan for 45. Let me scan for 45. I can see 45 here. Dr. Peters decided that the minimum distortion should occur not at the equator, but at the 45 degrees lines of latitude, as these are much more populated areas. Maintains greatest accuracy at 45 degrees latitude. However, this controversial Peters map does radically change the shape of both Africa and South America. And although all projections distort to some extent, it is clear that Africa appears to be exceptionally long and thin on the Peters map. So this one is Peters map, but this part of greatest accuracy, maintains greatest accuracy. Maintains greatest accuracy. The word accuracy is not used here. So, but then I can see 45 degrees. I can't see 45 degrees elsewhere. I'll just pick P for this number 34. I'm not really sure of this number 34. Number 35, most distorts the position of the equator. Okay, let's look for equator now. Let me scan for equator. Okay, it shrank developing countries since most of these ones are around the equator. Hold on. Dr. Arno Peters, a German historian, was irritated by the maps he saw widely published, particularly by the survival of Mercator, which he argued gave a Eurocentric view of the world. It shrank the developing countries since most of these were around the equator. It shrank the developing countries since most of these were around the equator. Okay, distorts the position of the equator. So does that sound like Mercator? This person is talking about Mercator. Mercator, that's what he's talking about. This is right in Mercator. Let me pick M. M is showing up a lot though. What's going on? Um, Dr. Peters insisted that his map, hold on, even the equator itself is shown two-thirds of the way down on the traditional market. Can you see equator again? Traditional Mercator map. Dr. Peter insisted that his map, which first appeared in 1985, has equal area projection so that no country is given prominence over another, plus fidelity of axis to avoid disorienting effect of bent lines of latitude and longitude. That's Dr. Peter. Number 36 is Dr. Peter. More accurately represents country shapes and sizes. Look at it here. No country is given prominence over another. That's it. More accurately represent country shapes and sizes. So number 36 is going to be P. Now, I've not picked A at all. Let me check this A. This part that is yellow is for A, Aitov. One of the best known of these is the Aitov projection of 1889, which attempted to represent country sizes and shapes more correctly. But to do so required a compromise. The lines of latitude and longitude had to be bent. Fidelity of axis had thus been lost, and you could no longer judge north, south, east, and west so easily. So this one, however, most of us however did not notice that these projections were different from the Mercator. I'm not sure anything can be matched to this Aitov. Let me check. The oddity of Peter's projection is that, let me finish the passage. Okay, I think I've read this part. But the oddity of the Peters projection is that is at least partly responsible for its success, as there has been widespread discussion on the misrepresentation of country sizes in previous maps. The issues which Peters map raises are relatively simple. If you decide you want an equal area map with fidelity of axis, you will always get something resembling the Peters projection. If you decide that the shape is more significant, you will get something else. The real value of the Peters projection is that it has made the world think about something that before was never taken seriously. That maps of the world represent a point of view just as do press articles or TV programs or photographs. But it isn't recommended that you navigate a 747 around the world with a Peters projection or with any other single global projection. They will all lead you astray. I can't see anything for AO. Interesting. Now we are to match the drawing. This one here, look at this drawing. This one that says that you can see Africa. This is Africa. Those of you that are familiar with world map, this is Africa. You can see that Africa appears long and thin here, long and thin. Compared to this place, Africa is not appearing long and thin here. It's not appearing long and thin here. It's not appearing long and thin here. So this thing that says long and thin, that's Peter. Look at it here. Exceptionally long and thin. Africa appears exceptionally long and thin. So this A is going to be Peter's map. I want to believe that this is Peter's map. A is going to be Peter's map. Peter's projection. That's going to be A. Then this other one is Aitov. Let's see which one is Aitov now. Where is Aitov? This yellow one is Aitov. One of the best known is to represent country sizes and shapes more correctly. But to do so, the lines of attitude had to be bent. Can you see bent? This place here is where they are bending something. Can you see that they are bending something here? They are bending lines here. In option C, in drawing C, they are bending the lines in option C. So option C is going to be Aitov. Option C is going to be Aitov. C. Then Mercator. Which one is Mercator now? Mercator is either going to be D or A. No, Mercator can't be A. Mercator will be D or B. B, either D or B. So how do we sort out? This one has more lines of longitude than this one. So let me check the passage again. Mercator, what does it say about Mercator? Um, fidelity of angle. Fidelity of angle is about the line of attitude. It's possible to conclude from this map that Brazil is southwest. No wonder he appreciates the early explorers. Okay, but fidelity of angle is achieved at a cost. As this distance increases, so do the size of countries underneath them. The size of countries underneath them. Size of countries underneath them. I think Mercator is going to be B. Hold on, let me finish. Size of countries underneath them. So it now says that by the time you get to the north or south poles, the lines will be drawn infinitely apart, and the Arctic and Antarctic region can scarcely be represented at all, since they will be infinitely large. More importantly, the relative size of the intermediate areas were completely distorted. South America seems smaller. Okay, let's use this one to decide. South America seems smaller than Europe. This is South America, ladies and gentlemen, and this is Europe. Can you see that this thing I put in color green is supported by map B very well. This is South America. This is Europe. That's Mercator. Now let's check the other map. Look at South America here. So South America in that black map that is labeled D, you can see that South America is bigger. Okay, is bigger than what we had in that first one. That one that is whitish in color than this one. So this B, option B is going to be the Mercator map. This one cannot be Mercator map because South America is big here. Meanwhile, it is smaller than Europe here. So I'm going to go for this one. Option B is going to be Mercator map. Option B is going to be Mercator map. Option B is Mercator map. So I've solved. The only one that is making me to wonder is this one, where I'm not using A at all. Haitov is not showing up at all. Makes Europe seems larger. Haitov. Let me scan, let me look at it again for the last time, and then I'm going to submit. For the last time. So this part is Haitov. One of the best known. Hold on, they said it's the best known. Which one is Haitov again? Let me see. Hold on. What's Haitov is C. This is where is C now? This is this curved one. Okay, yeah, this thing is actually one of the best known. A lot of textbooks use this particular drawing. One of the best known. Makes Europe seem larger than it is. Europe. Haitov too is Europe is also bigger than Haitov. But then this statement tells us this statement is pointing at Mercator. Make Europe seem larger than it is. Okay, represented country sizes and shapes more accurately. Okay, maximum distortion at the poles. Maintains greatest accuracy at 45-degree latitude. Fidelity of axis had thus been lost, and you could no longer judge north, south, east, west easily. Most distort the position of the equator. Okay, hold on. Most of us, however, did not notice that these projections were different from Mercator's. Dr. Arno Peters, a German historian, was irritated by the maps. When you say maps, he is referring to Mercator and Haitov, particularly by the survival of the Mercator, which he argued gave a Eurocentric view of the world. It shrank developing countries. Hi, well, I think I'm wasting too much time, spending too much time on this thing. Let me just submit and see what which one is going to be the correct answer? So the focus has been on what? Just 32 to 38. Those are the only questions I've solved. Those are the questions I have to do with matching features. Matching features. So let's submit and see what my score will be. Let's see what my score will be. Let's see what my score will be. Okay. All right. These are the questions. Number 32 correct, 33 correct, 34 correct, 35 correct, 36. Only 36 is wrong. Aha, can you say 36 is A, but I picked P? So I need to closely look at it. Now, I want you to pay attention because I'm wondering how A did not, I was wondering how A did not show up. So they are saying that A is matched to number 36. So here we have A is matched to number 36. Hold on. It's going to be part 2, part 3. All right. So A is matched to number 36. Okay, look at it here. 36 says more accurately represents country shapes and sizes. Country shapes and sizes. Oh, okay. I think I agree. Where, look at it here. Where is that height of now? 36. Look at this place here now. One of the best known projections is the height of projection, which attempted, look at it here, which attempted to represent country sizes and shapes more correctly. That's height of. Can you see that? Height of. That should have been number 36. I don't know how my eyes skipped this part. I can recall reading this part, but I don't know why I did not connect. I don't know why I connected Peters to. Why did I connect Peters? Let me see Peters. Dr. Peters, where is Peters' map now? Where did they talk about Peters' map? Dr. Peters insisted that his map has equal area projection. Okay, I based my answer equal area projection. I based my answer for Peters on this sentence here. I'm guessing that they are basing their own answer on this place that says more accurately, which attempted to represent country size and shapes. Shapes and sizes. Can you see? Okay, I think I agree with them. Let me show you where I'm agreeing with them. This keyword there, look at this keyword there. Shapes, sizes. Can you see that it's also here? Shapes. I'm sorry, shapes, sizes. That's height of. But look at the one I picked, where I picked my answer from. This one says equal area. That's the word I used. Meanwhile, I should have used this one that says shapes and sizes, which is more accurate actually. Now you see keywords. Using keywords to guide your answer. Some of the reasons why people pick wrong answers in IELTS reading is because of what? It's because of not paying attention to all the keywords, and that's the mistake I made here. I did not really connect these keywords to these keywords here. The keywords in the passage, shapes and sizes, I did not connect to the keywords in the question. Rather, I was connecting the wrong keyword, equal area projection. So that no country has prominence over another. I was connecting it to this. Meanwhile, there's a clear word-for-word keyword to use to pick my answer. So these are things that you need to look out for whenever you are doing your practices and you are doing your self-correction. Matching features.